So Bleacher Report ranks the biggest questions for each team heading into the season. And for the Browns, the big question is, will the Browns rookie class live up to the hype that they have got for assembling it?
You know what? That's a good question to ask. But let me start with my question would be, how good can Baker Mayfield be? I mean, I think that would be a fascinating question that we will see how the answer unfolds this season. But what exactly is Baker Mayfield's ceiling? Because I felt like, last year he did an excellent job in a comeback year, a bounce back year. But how dynamic a player can he be? But to the Bleacher Report question about the rookie class, of course, you're going to want to see Newsome perform well. I mean, they drafted him in the first round for a reason. They needed a corner, and he's talented, so you figure he's going to get a lot of reps, a lot of playing time. J.O.K., the Joker, should be in there a lot. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And, some of the other guys in that draft class, including Anthony Schwartz. But I'll say this, Dave, when I look at Andrew Berry's tenure with the Browns, I'm looking at two drafts. And last year's draft really was an unproven group, and partly because of injuries, specifically to Grant Delpit. So I'm actually combining these two draft classes, last year's and this year's, and hoping to see a lot of contribution from those two classes combined. Because you think about Delpit, you think about Elliott, among others in that draft class, Jordan Elliott, that they have high hopes for, Jacob Phillips. So I'm thinking it could be a really good year for the Browns' first and second year players.
And you bring up an interesting point, D-Man. How much of it is on the talent that you draft, and how much of it is on having coaches that can develop young talent to play in the system that you want?
I mean, yeah, Dave, that's an age-old question, and the answer typically is you've got to have a good coaching staff in the NFL if you want to go places. I mean, we've seen supremely talented players go to destinations that don't look like they have really good coaching, and guess what? Nothing happens, or that player doesn't ascend and does not continue to improve. So you definitely need a competent coaching staff, especially today's NFL, when I should say all times in the NFL. I don't want to denigrate the Hank Strams and the Vince Lombardis and the Paul Browns. You need great coaching at any point in the NFL timeline. But in today's game, where it's really, really complex and there's so much data, I think that it is really, really important that you have a good coaching staff and a good system.